You exercise. You eat your vegetables. You try to sleep 7 hours a night. But despite all that, you still feel like something's missing. Maybe your energy isn't what it used to be. Maybe your confidence quietly slips when no one's looking. Or maybe you've accepted that this tired, achy, foggy is just what aging looks like. But what if I told you that something deeply natural, something simple, is being overlooked by most men over 60? And what if this one habit had the power to support your heart, your prostate, your mood, and even your sense of vitality? I know it's not often talked about, but today we're breaking that silence gently, because this isn't about shame. It's about your health, and it's about you. Let me walk with you through 4 ways that this quiet personal habit, yes, masturbation, could become one of the most unexpected allies in your journey past 80. You deserve to feel whole, not hidden. Let's begin. Most men know the basics. Walk 30 minutes a day. Cut back on salt. Take your blood pressure meds if your doctor says so. But what if I told you your heart might be getting help from a place you didn't expect? Masturbation. Yes, seriously. Now stay with me here. This isn't just about pleasure. It's about circulation. And science is catching up. In 2016, a study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine followed over 900 older men. The results? Those who engaged in regular sexual activity, including solo activity, had lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of heart attacks. Why? Because sexual arousal and orgasm increase heart rate, improve blood vessel function, and release a powerful blend of hormones like oxytocin and endorphins, your body's natural stress relief crew. Let's talk cortisol for a moment, the hormone that rises when you're worried, tense, or overloaded. Too much of it over time? It stiffens your arteries, raises your blood pressure, and wears out your heart. But activities that bring you calm, that help you release tension, they lower cortisol. And that includes masturbation when practiced mindfully and without shame. I remember a gentleman named Paul, 67. He came into my office after his cardiologist warned him about his pressure. He was doing everything right, eating oatmeal, walking, taking his meds. But when we dug a little deeper, he confessed he'd stopped any kind of sexual expression. He said, "Doc, I thought I was too old for that part of me." We reframed it as self-care, a way to connect, not disconnect. 3 months later, his blood pressure dropped by 11 points. He felt lighter, not just in body, but in spirit. Here's the quiet truth. Taking care of your heart isn't only about treadmills and vegetables. Sometimes it's about giving yourself permission to feel. So let me ask you, have you ever noticed your sleep, your mood, or your energy shift after a moment of connection with yourself? Drop a comment below. You're not alone, and someone reading may need to hear what you have to share. Next, we're heading deeper to a part of the body that rarely gets mentioned in open conversation. But it matters more than ever after age 60. Let's talk about the prostate and why one quiet habit might protect it better than you think. Let's talk about the one thing that every man over 60 thinks about but rarely brings up. The prostate. It's small, about the size of a walnut. But as you age, it can cause big problems. Trouble urinating, frequent trips to the bathroom, or worse, the fear of prostate cancer looming quietly, now in the back of your mind. But here's something you may not have heard before. There's a simple, natural way to support your prostate, and it starts with staying sexually active. Yes, that includes masturbation. A landmark 2016 study from Harvard Medical School followed over 30,000 men. They found that men who ejaculated 21 times or more per month had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who did so less frequently. Why? Because ejaculation helps flush out substances that can build up in the prostate, dead cells, toxins, and inflammatory compounds. It's like clearing the pipes before they clog. And the best part? It's under your control. You don't need a supplement. You don't need a prescription. You just need awareness and a little consistency. I remember one of my patients, Jerry, 72, he came in worried because his older brother had prostate cancer. He thought he was past that stage in life where intimacy mattered. But when I showed him the study, he looked at me and said, "You mean I've been giving this up for no reason?" We reframed it. He started journaling his wellness habits, gave himself permission to connect again. 6 months later, his PSA levels stayed stable. And more importantly, his confidence returned. Here's the takeaway. Prostate health isn't just about screenings. It's about circulation, consistency, and care. So let me ask you, did you ever think something so simple could protect something so important? Now that we've explored your heart and your prostate, what about something less visible but just as essential? In the next part, we'll talk about your mind and how this quiet habit could be one of your strongest tools for mental clarity and emotional strength. You know the feeling, that quiet fog that rolls in. You forget a name, lose your train of thought mid-sentence, or wake up feeling flat even after a full night's sleep. It's easy to blame it on aging, but the truth is, your brain and your hormones are having a conversation every day, and how you care for your body changes how that conversation goes. Masturbation, like other forms of sexual activity, triggers a powerful release of feel-good chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins. These aren't just pleasure hormones. They're repair hormones. They help lower stress, support deeper sleep, and boost your brain's ability to stay sharp and engaged. A 2018 review in Sexual Medicine Reviews found that regular sexual activity in older adults was associated with better cognitive function, lower risk of depression, and even improved emotional resilience. You're not just lifting your mood. You're protecting your memory. You're reinforcing your sense of vitality, of being alive, not just aging. I once worked with a retired science teacher named Walter. He told me, "I used to feel like I was fading, like I was watching life happen instead of being in it." After some gentle coaching and a shift in routine, he started reconnecting with his body, slowly and privately. He said, "I feel more alert, like the lights turned back on upstairs." Here's the lesson. Masculinity isn't defined by age. It's defined by how connected you are to yourself, to your mind, to your worth. At Health Path, we believe that living longer isn't just about physical health. It's about staying curious, joyful, and fully present. So let me ask you, what helps you feel more like yourself these days? What makes you feel clear, calm, and confident? Drop a comment below. Your insight might mean more to someone than you know. And as always, all the studies and science I've referenced today are linked in the video description and pinned in the top comment in case you want to explore them for yourself. Now let's move on to something most men overlook entirely, but it could be the key to staying independent and in control for decades to come. We're talking about the muscles you can't see but rely on every single day. It's not a topic most men bring up over coffee, but maybe it should be. Because there's one group, of muscles that quietly impacts your confidence, your bathroom habits, and even your ability to stay intimate. It's called the pelvic floor. Now, if you've heard about pelvic floor exercises, chances are you thought they were just for women. But here's the truth. Your pelvic floor is a group of muscles that support your bladder, rectum, and sexual function. And just like any other muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it. As men age, those muscles can weaken. That's when you might notice urinary dribbling, less control, or trouble maintaining erections. But regular sexual activity, including masturbation, actually engages and strengthens these muscles. It's like a workout for muscles you didn't even know you had. The American Urological Association highlights that pelvic floor training can improve urinary function, reduce incontinence, and help restore sexual confidence, especially in men over 60. I remember Sam, 70 years old, a proud grandfather, retired Air Force. He was strong, disciplined, but he told me, "Doc, I'm embarrassed. I leak when I laugh. I feel like I've lost control." We walked through Kegel exercises, the kind where you gently contract the same muscles you'd use to stop urinating. I encouraged him to also reconnect with solo intimacy, not as indulgence, but as care. 3 months later, he said, "My body feels like it's mine again." And that's the point. This isn't about performance. It's about presence and control. So let me ask you, have you ever tried a pelvic floor exercise? Do you even know what those muscles feel like? Take a moment after this video. Notice. Connect. You deserve that awareness. Now, we've covered your heart, your prostate, your brain, and your foundation. But there's one more piece of this puzzle, and it has nothing to do with biology and everything to do with belief. And the final part, we'll bring all this together with a message that might just change how you think about aging. Not as a decline, but as a powerful new beginning. If you've been watching this far, pause for a second. Take a breath. You just gave yourself something that many men your age were told to give up: permission. Permission to care, to explore, to feel like you matter. We've talked about your heart, how this one natural habit can help it beat stronger, longer. We've looked at your prostate and how staying active can help protect you in ways that even medication can't. We've talked about your brain, your sleep, your mood, the way pleasure supports clarity, peace, and memory. We explored your pelvic floor, the foundation of control, confidence, and dignity. And through it all, one message keeps coming back. You are not broken. You are not too old. You are not done. You are rebuilding, reconnecting, reclaiming the parts of you that were never lost, just waiting. I've seen this time and time again, a man in his 60s or 70s who thought life had settled into silence, suddenly finding energy, humor, and connection again. Because when you stop believing the myth that age equals decline and start seeing it as refinement, everything changes. So here's my gentle nudge to you. Keep listening to your body. Keep showing up for your well-being. Keep choosing small acts of care because they add up. What part of today's message resonated with you most? Was it the heart support, the prostate science, or simply hearing that you're not alone? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk man to man, human to human. And if you found this video helpful, share it with someone you trust. A brother, a friend, a partner. Also, every scientific source I've mentioned in this video, including Harvard, Mayo Clinic, the AUA, and more, you'll find them linked in the video description and pinned in the top comment. In our next video, we'll go deeper into 5 natural foods that support prostate and heart health and how to use them daily without changing your entire diet. Until then, stay kind to yourself, stay curious, and remember, you're not too late. You're just getting started.